How did Speaker Series go? I mean, everyone was super excited to have you there, so.
Well, you tell a couple lies and they get...
Hey, Tommy.
It's
Why don't you have my seat?
Oh, no, you just have to
come back in like 2 hours. It's not, we're gonna be fine.
I feel bad. You guys were having a conversation.
We were pretty deep into talking about me, so.
Sorry, Andy. I apologize. Tommy!
This week on the Star Wars Show, a director's roundtable with Rian Johnson and Thomas Kail. We check out one of the coolest jobs at Skywalker Sound and much, much more. Now, from the Lucasfilm headquarters, it's the Star Wars Show.
Hi, I'm Andy Gutierrez, and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only show where...
Hey, what's up? Sorry I'm late.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm a hologram this week. You know, because Star Wars. It's not a big deal. Let's go to the news. I'm a hologram all the time.
What happens if I touch you?
Oh, I don't feel it. Oh God, it burns. I'm just kidding.
Cool. Can we start the news?
Sure. Attention Prequel Defense Force. Attention Prequel Defense Force. We have some urgent and late breaking news that you will love.
How did you do that?
Oh man, holograms can do all kinds of stuff.
I didn't do that when I was a hologram.
Yeah, well, you didn't read the directions properly. Anyway, Star Wars Force Arena is getting a new update that includes prequel-era content.
Jar Jar?
No, but we are getting Darth Maul, General Grievous, prequel-era Yoda, Anakin, and Ahsoka Tano.
Snips and Sky Guy? Surely you jest.
I do not, madam. Holograms cannot joke. Plus, Force Arena is getting new maps and a new game mode and tons of overall improvements to the experience.
The update goes live August 17th, and if you haven't downloaded Force Arena, you need to, because that game is awesome.
And while we're on the subject of games, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is adding a new game mode.
Territory battles will allow you to take your entire collection of characters and ships and team up with your guild to win large-scale conflicts.
Hoth will be the first map to host these massive battles, plus new character rewards like Hoth Han, Hoth Leia, and Hermit Yoda are being added.
No word yet on whether or not Hermit Yoda will come with the snake that lives in his hut.
Stay tuned to Galaxy of Heroes for the launch of Territory Battles coming very, very soon. And for more breaking news from around the galaxy, check out StarWars.com. Am I doing it? Better or worse?
What are you doing here?
Hello!
You're making a movie?
I'm making a movie here.
And they put you here?
We're staying here.
Is that good for sound, guys? Is that good for
Skywalker Sound? And I'm living here at Skywalker Sound. It's
This is what it was like when you were making your first films, right?
It's exactly what it was like. We had more time with Brick because we had more money, but it was similar setup to this. Yeah.
And then it's crazy and you get in the room and you realize it's actually the same stuff.
That's the funny thing, like shooting a movie also. It's you have more time, you have more stuff, but the actual process of making a scene work with a couple actors and the camera, it doesn't change. Problem solving on your feet, which I'm sure having directed live TV, you have no experience with.
I have a very concentrated experience with some of that. When you guys were on set for this, did you have a chance to be able to pick your head up and
every now
think
and
about
then
it?
we would just look at each other over the camera and just be like, or it'd be like talking about the framing of a shot, and then we'd step back and say, yeah, and that's C-3PO in the middle of, yeah.
And what's also great is you have that moment, and then someone needs you to do this or that, and that is C-3PO.
Oh, completely,
and then they need you.
Yeah, completely.
C-3PO needs you. You're the last hope.
He doesn't really. He can. Anthony Daniels knows what he's doing.
What was the process of liberating yourself to go in and try to tell the story?
Having been part of Star Wars fandom for the past 40 years, I know how strongly people that are going to have opinions about it, and all those things that made it seem terrifying. But it was strange. Once I actually jumped into it, it was the most fun I've ever had writing, and it was kind of the least scary process. And I think part of it was I wasn't alone for the process. I was writing on my own, but I moved up to San Francisco for a few months, and every few weeks I would go in and sit down with Curie Hart and her whole story group team, and I would just put everything I was thinking of up on the whiteboard and just bounce it off everyone and just see what everyone thought. Having that kind of gut check, not just for, oh wait, no, don't do that, but for, yeah, you can do that. You can, if that's interesting to you, take that path and having that permission from somebody. I think that had a lot to do with it. The first thing I kind of realized was I have to trust kind of my inner fan. If it resonates with me, I gotta trust that. And it's what George did with the original movies, you know. When I sat down the very first time to watch the movie with John Williams, how was that for a name drop? That was pretty good.
Pretty
right?
good.
Yeah,
If there's a place to do it,
yeah,
this is the place to do it.
The lights went down and the, Lucasfilm and then Galaxy Far, Far Away. And in that lull between that and the opening fanfare, I leaned over and I said, this first cue is temp. We'll do something totally different here. And he looked at me, but he didn't realize I was joking. And then the music started up, so I couldn't say I'm joking because it was too loud. And I realized, John Williams. But then he.
But for the next 2 hours,
he started laughing.
By the way, I was
kidding about the thing at the first.
That was my weird sense of humor at a time when I was nervous.
My dad joke that I'm making.
Right.
Yeah. And so then ILM is working on the effects. So we're having effects reviews nearly every day, and just sitting and looking at all this amazing new stuff ILM's delivering. So there's kind of this final rush of it all coming together, which is exhilarating.
Well, I feel like I should probably get out of the way of that progress and let you get back to it.
No, it's fine.
Thank you for coming and hanging out. I happen to just be sitting here.
I'm so happy that you just happen to be hanging out.
I've been here for like 6 months.
This lovely, I'm surprised I haven't seen you. But I usually walk past you. I usually go through the kitchen.
Working.
So
I'm just like hanging out, like hoping that someone drops off a bottle of water.
Wow, this was really lovely.
Well, thank you.
Thanks.
Look at him, he's heading for that small moon.
That's no moon.
Ni hao, Star Wars Show. I'm here in Shanghai with the 501st Legion China Garrison, giving you a May the Force be with you. Later.
You're watching the Star Wars Show.
This was BB-8. It's a bowling ball covered with dirt. My name is Jana Vance, and I'm a Foley artist at Skywalker Sound. A Foley artist is someone who works to picture and adds sounds back into what you see on the film. So what Foley does is make the films more believable. So essentially what I do, I work on a soundproof stage. I act basically out whatever the characters are doing, whether they be walking, running, or dropping a lightsaber, that's me. When we were trying to figure out how to do BB-8, I was trying different things like hollow metal balls, plastic, we weren't really sure. And then we realized that he should be heavy and pretty smooth. For instance, when we were doing him on the interior grates, we ended up using a bowling ball to make him sound big. I think it's really more about not sneaking a sound in, but creating a sound that you hope will be heard. Because you can spend a lot of time on something and really get the details. It's very beautiful. And then you have music. I think what inspires me in my job is how unique every show is. Every show has different challenges, and so it's figuring out those challenges. And it's amazing what you can come up with. One of my favorite contributions to Star Wars was the opening shot with Rey. She's scavenging one of the old Star Destroyers, and I did her footsteps, and I also did everything she touches. And then she steps off and goes down a very long rope, and bam, there you go. That's the opening introduction for Rey. Foley is really kind of the glue to the soundtrack. It's really the part of developing the characters. All of those characters have their own unique sound, and if you didn't hear that, you'd be missing it.
Anthony, yo, it's time. Ha.
When I find out who hooked me up to a clapper, I'm gonna get you fired. Other than that, though, being a hologram is fun.
Right? Super fun.
Yeah. Do you think when we die, we become Force ghosts because we worked on this show?
I don't know. I mean, the copy machine turned into a Force ghost.
Don't say that, you might summon it.
Whoa, whoa. That, some Emmy-worthy special effects work if I do say so myself.
Crackerjack job, team.
And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on all of our social media handles, and may the Force be with you. Are you gonna be back next week?
We'll see. I'm liking this hologram.
That's good. I'm glad we installed that.
No, why'd you break the illusion?
What happens if I touch you?
I call for an adult.
What happens if I touch you?
HR comes down here.